That I enjoyed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Game number 7, Grubby. We are heading to the final tiebreaker, final game of this series between the good guys and leftovers. The good guys have pulled off such an incredible comeback, Grubby.
Yeah, thanks to this guy here, Stitches, anti-hero here, taking the position of the primary initiator for Team Good Guys. He has always been a fantastic Stitches, but he had yet deprived us of his amazing hooks so far. The follow-up was good, and he paved the way together with his team to get that final map here that they needed in order to equalize the series.
Exactly, and that is such a huge deal for them because we saw leftovers take a little bit of a risk with some of their picks. However, this isn't a map coming up that's going to be too risky. It's the last map remaining. It's going to be the Cursed Hollow. There is no question. Everything else is bad. Everything else has been picked. We have literally been through everything we can. We've had cheese. We've had blow-up comps. We've had standard play. We're going to Cursed Hollow. Standard map for the final series.
All right, so let's talk about what worked for the good guys. Stitches, Tyrande.
Just a bit.
Worked
Sonya
very
a little
well.
bit. Sonya was good.
Not allowing Morales cheese comps flying on keep worked very well as well.
Yep. Very effective indeed.
Sonya
so there's a lot of
was
stuff
hit
that's
and
working
miss.
for him. True.
Gul'dan wasn't too good in their hands, nor Nubarak, but they're very happy with tanks like ETC, like Stitches, like Arthas. This has been working out. Muradin works out well. Now, for leftovers, it kind of started going wrong when I think they took the mickey a little bit on Warhead Junction. They wanted to win, not just to win, but to win in a really cool way. It failed, and then they paid for it with a 2-3. Now it's 3-3. And now, final map. The question will be, can they rally? And will they use Falstad again? Falstad has been instrumental in 2 of their bigger losses.
True, but to be fair, he was a big part of the reason they actually were able to stay in the last game. So
they did get double keep from it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a big comparison. It's a big way up of what's going to work and what isn't. The last game left, we saw good guys with just an insane draft. It was simple as that. Insane draft, beautifully executed, and that was able to give them the win. Can they do it this time, though? A quick reminder, though, ladies and gentlemen, that even after this one, even though there's so much tension building up to this, we're not done yet. You guys are able to stay around after this series, and you will have the American Crucible coming up right after this, with Even in Death playing up against Heroes Half. So you guys should be especially excited for that. I know we are, because that's looking like it's being set up to be a belter of a series.
Yeah, we thought maybe Heroes Hearth might make it into Open Division if they're able to beat Even in Death. They have a lot of big names on their team. But as we can see, surprises are in the making, since Leftovers, for all intents and purposes, being the team that won Open Division, was supposed to do better than their Polska Pamięta brethren.
And let's have actually a quick look at the schedule to show you guys the match that you will have coming up just after this. Like you see, we have already had 2 out of the 4 matches we were going to have this weekend. Diamond Skin were able to hold their position in Europe, as did Lagforce in NA. We are just about to see the results of Good Guys versus Leftovers, but coming up after this, like we said, Even in Death versus Heroes Half Esports. That will be being brought to you by Solid Jake and Jhow, and they will be casting that while we get a bit of a break.
Yeah, who are even now sitting in full makeup, pretty as ever, watching the games and having a bit of lunch. We don't want lunch. We want to see the next game. This series is turning out to be quite a cracker of a series. And now the final map will decide it all. One map to rest upon the fates of 10 individuals here who will either become a pro gamer or who will be the dark horse in the shadows once again, fighting their way up from Open Division in order to try and become a Heroes of the Storm pro gamer. So much stakes, just one map.
And if you guys have something you want to say about this, then you can send us in your tweets using the hashtag HGC, or you can @ Heroes Esports, or both. Tell us what you think about this incredible series or about the series we had yesterday. Would you have preferred potentially Polska to win? Are you super happy for Diamond Skin? Let us know, and who do you think is going to win this series?
One more map to decide it all. Cursed Hollow. the sum of all the drafts so far is spooking around the heads of our drafters here on both sides as they try to solve the equation to give a draft that will ultimately hand over victory to their members. Nerves must be, yeah, at an all-time high.
My nerves are at an all-time high, dude. This has been such a big journey for both of these teams. Both of these teams did come from the open division with good guys getting in last phase and leftovers so close to getting in this phase. We have cast these guys for about half a year for each one of them. And now one of their journey is going to have to start anew. They're going to have to go back to the open division and try again.
I don't know who's going to make it. The match will decide it. But Cursed Hollow is a map where some of the picks that we've seen so far will rate more highly than others. Dahaka, Abathur, even Falstad are powerful heroes here to control lanes that otherwise may seem just a little bit too far away when the tribute is calling you to the bottom of the map. 3 tributes must be collected to summon a powerful curse over your opponent that disables their structures and makes their minions have just 1 hit point. It's a powerful tool of experience, as you can kill those minions quickly and get a lot of XP, and also to push the structures. But because you need 3 tributes, the first and second tribute you capture essentially do nothing except to get you closer to that goal. So there's many other things you can do during that time, like grabbing mercenary camps or doing straight up pressure or gank rotations on the opponent.
And we can't forget about the randomness factor that we have on this map quite a bit. You have to control your positioning about the fact you don't know exactly where the tribute is going to spawn. You can know the side sometimes, like we saw yesterday. You mentioned it perfectly, where we saw 2 tributes up at top. So we knew almost exactly where the third one was going to spawn, because it was going to spawn in the bot lane.
Yeah, there's 6 possible locations, 2 rows, and then 3 columns. So 6 locations. If it's like curse, tribute here, the next one will be at the other side in a different column and a different row. There's some rules for it. There's some timings for it. And you can be sure that these players observe those locations and timings well. It's not always immediately apparent to the beginner. However, there is some randomness. For example, the first tribute can be in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere. I think it's 50% chance. Yeah. Seems like it.
I love the term hemisphere to describe map size. That is the best. But you guys are letting us know your thoughts on Twitter like we requested earlier. As you can see here, Tempest Hearts with a big heart can't even RN. I don't
right
know.
Now.
Right now.
My heart
can't even right now. May the best team win. It's got to be the case. Tempest Hearts with a very apt description of this series. My heart can't even right now either. And here is Kaldor, who is currently taking a break, getting ready for BlizzCon. TTG pulls through and ties the Crucible series against the leftovers 3-3. It's all going to come down to the last match. #hype.
#hype. I wonder if you find any other topics under #hype, or is it all esports?
I expect #hype might be being used like a little bit, but I choose to believe that is an esports term.
So we're still waiting for one of the players here in the lobby, and then we'll be starting things momentarily.
Yeah, we are just waiting for that to show up, and I can literally see the word pending next to their name, so hopefully they will be in any second now, and we can get this draft underway, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final game of this series, America, coming up next.
Yeah, with that Even in Death Heroes Hearth Knuckle Duster, that's going to be the best of 7 that will determine whether there will be a new challenger in Pro Division of North America, as yesterday Zuna and his boys from Lag Force, were able to maintain their seed with a 4-2 victory.
Yep, solid games by them. Really fun series to watch. Important support, doing very similar to what Good Guys did just now, looking a little bit shaky to begin with, and then turning it up for a couple games. This case, though, they weren't able to take the victory. Let's see if Good Guys can change this as we are in the draft, ladies and gentlemen. #hype if you want, but you should, no matter if you hashtag or not, feel the excitement.
The excitement is certainly felt for the players here, as it all comes down to this. ETC gets banned. He saw play twice so far, both by leftovers. Now we'll get banned away. Tassadar with 7 out of 7 first bans.
Hey, grab him, I'm getting deja vu. with these drafts. Tassadar banned, ETC banned, Rhaegar first pick. This is very familiar. This is what we've seen most of the time. It's really from here or into the second rotation that we start to see these big adjustments.
Now the elephant in the room, that which we have mentioned but which hasn't shown up yet, are two picks here, Illidan and Vala. They're perfectly fine heroes.
We really thought Illidan was coming in last series, but we got baited.
Abathur Greymane.
Oh, he's back in.
No false start, please, for leftovers. Greymane with Abathur is pretty much just as threatening as a Genji.
Yep. So the Abathur, not seen at all yesterday, banned out almost every single time, making his way in twice today.
So the way leftovers drafts here usually is a Nubrak the Damn it!
Well played! Well played there, Grubby. As we do see the Anubarak Dehaka coming in here. Very crowd control heavy.
You just have to talk faster.
I think you beat it. I think you beat it by just like a split second. So we'll take it. We knew you were going for it.
And it makes sense. The Haka counters Abathur a little bit. I'm not just talking about showing up with the Brush Stalker in the bush that Abathur is languishing in, but also just the push counter that he can do. Clearing waves with that Dark Swarm, removing the Locust and the push that Abathur is trying to do. And then Anubarak. Cocoon is really good when your opponent has 4 heroes half the time and an extra hero the other half of the time in fights. Cocooning one of them, especially the one with Symbiote, put Symbiote on a 4-second cooldown, and then it gives you a really good 5 versus 3 temporary engagement.
Yep, which is always nice. However, we also see another hero currently being hovered over as a bat who works really well with Anubarak, can work well against him too, but Li Ming is going to be removed here. She can just get huge bursts set up with the Anubarak very long CC chain he can do, so a solid ban there.
Li Ming, and together with something else with some good damage, can just destroy that stunned target. The Dehaka or Anubarak serves on a silver platter.
Uther is banned out in the counter here. That's fair. Very heavy CC. Uther gives lots of armor and has hand of protection, or Guardian of the Ancient Kings, we saw in the last game. Arthas and Tyrael coming in here. Now, this is not the question for an Illidan comp.
Yeah, the last pick could be Kharazim, I think is quite likely.
Oh yeah, they haven't got support.
It could even be Brightwing. It doesn't entirely fit, but it's still a cool global. And then, just talking about Team Good Guys, their boss control is Holy Ground and Sanct. Leftovers, Cocoon and dragging someone away.
Yeah.
But they still maybe want a little bit more. Team Good Guys has a very powerful, strong, hard-engaged team. Greymane and Arthas have no natural mobility of movement speed at least, but Tyrael offers that with Smite.
Yeah.
And then with Sanct and Holy Ground is so good, it's so strong team. Abathur buffering the damage. So Leftovers, they've got to scratch themselves over the head and say, how do we stop this onslaught?
Tyrael does actually come with some extra mobility if they do want to go for that. He can go for Swift Retribution, increasing that movement speed that his allies get from Smite even more at
30
level 4,
to 40%
which is
instead.
A really big deal. Cassia makes a return. Leftovers, when it comes down to the wire, they commit to Cassia.
Wow.
Whereas Good Guys, solo healer Lucio.
Okay, even more mobility, sounds good. Makes Arthas really fast.
Oh my god.
Sound barrier as a burst protection. Another little boss control with the boop from Lucio.
Yeah, Abathur hat on Lucio is one of the funniest things.
Still not very scary, to be honest.
No.
But Ariel's a good pick. Against heavy melee, Sacred Sweep gets a lot of damage, some cooldown reduction if they pick it. It's a cool team. I'm really liking Team Good Guys' ploy here, though.
I'm liking their ploy. They are hypermobile, very hard engaged. I'm not sure Leftovers have the escape potential is the issue. They need to be able to choose where they fight. And right now, I'm not sure they can. And Anubarak has way too much pressure on his shoulders here.
And Dehaka cannot really find an easy target to single out in the backline.
Yeah.
I kind of favor the draft for Team Good Guys here. I can't believe I'm saying this in the final game. I didn't even think we'd get here. Leftovers looked too good to actually have a problem with Team Good Guys. Remember, they were leading 3-1. But now I think Team Good Guys is the favorite.
I am a fan of the Cassia in this scenario, though. A huge amount of the damage is coming from auto attacks. She is going to be instrumental here. As long as they can play safe, and she's actually one of the least vulnerable heroes here, thanks to her consistent armor. While she is pulling back from this kind of scenario, she could be the key factor here in getting the win for Leftovers.
It will come down to that. She's naturally good against Greymane, but when all of those heroes are jumping on you, even Cassia may not be able to survive, especially when she gets rooted.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to keep you waiting. We are heading into game number 7, and it's going to be the good guys versus Leftovers. No chill, let's break it down. Kronaz is playing the Lucio for the good guys. BKB is on Tyrael, Zay3 is on the Greymane, Antihero on the Arthas, and Raid Boss on Abathur, and this is their final comp.
Team good guys there in the blue, and on the right side in the red, Lauber on the Nubarak, Linked on Rhaegar. We've got John Paul Diva on Cassia, Blakitney on Ariel, and Potibos on the Haka. They are the Leftovers.
I'm starting off with the talents at level 1. Nothing out of the ordinary. Neither team looks like they're willing to take any huge unnecessary risk, at least beyond Lucio solo support with this particular style.
I guess the one to point out is Ariel has a choice of safety and bonus damage and hope generation. And it's the choice between Swift Sweep, which self-roots herself less long, or Righteous Assault, which has the cooldown reduction and bonus damage and healing that is accompanying that. And she has gone for the greedy choice. The bonus damage, bonus energy, not fearing as much for her own position. And that's telling, I guess. Not scared.
No, they are not scared at all. They want to go in here and potentially make the plays. As we do see, John Paul Diva with those good spear pokes for now as BKB. Not the best gank hero is Tyrael, but he can still put on pressure, and that is the idea here.
Quite a hero pool here for Kronaz. He's played Rhaegar, he's played Stukov, now he's on Lucio. A lot of different supports here.
Well then, John Paul Diva, they're going for the tower, trying to take it down. Not using the lightning bond yet, not committing that for this. They instead just attack the tower and pull back. John Paul Diva takes a couple shots with the double support here. He should be fine. And Noob will take a little bit of harassment from Tyrael, but he's not in any particular trouble either.
So interestingly, Team Good Guys, they used a triple top to stop a triple top from Leftovers on Warhead Junction, allowing Falstad free reign of the bot lane and Abathur Symbiote soaking that. That choice is not made this time. Team Good Guys do put Arthas down there against the Haka. The Haka pushes just a little bit too hard, in their opinion. But instead, Ariel Cassia get massive value here, getting a double tower. Cassia now
getting focused. Nope. They heal him up though. That arm, that physical armor he gets, and the healing from the double support, too much for him.
Now Ring of the Leech as well. He does bonus heal. Well, he gets heal on any damage on blinded targets, and that's going to help a lot as well.
Which is, of course, going to combo with Ariel's level 13 too, so this is all building up to one style.
Oh yeah, of course, level 13, extra blind. Very good synergy there.
Kidney demounted via sword, coming over the wall there.
One of the worst ways to get dismounted.
Lauber will be denied the turn, at least for now. Abathur sitting on anti-hero, going to be exceptionally annoying, and Lauber is finding lots of mines as well. Abathur with a full mine build, by the way.
Okay.
So I guess he is just purely relying on the ultimate evolution here.
And Venom Spines, Prolific Dispersal. And this is out of combat poke damage for the most part against double support. Not too effective per se, but apparently valuing this build.
Surprise Potibos coming in from behind, looking for the Tyrael. The BKB already gone. Instead, it's anti-hero they focus down, even with the Abathur hat. No extra sustain from that Abathur hat, other than a tiny bit of shield, and they're able to burst through it. And Leftovers pick up the first tribute and the first blood.
Arthas does get 4 quest stacks on that Howling Blast.
It's silver linings, everyone.
Yeah, so first blood here for Leftovers, and they already took down those 2 towers. And it needs to be said that Abathur and Tyrael are both not very good before level 10.
That is very true. Sanctification is what makes Tyrael super valuable and can give him so much potential. And Abathur, Ultimate Evolution, is what actually allows him to really be present in those team fights and actually create the plays as opposed to just being a part of them.
Yeah, exactly. Symbiote can be likened to about half a hero value. That means that that's a 1.5 versus 1 in mid lane, which is nice. But if you want to win 5v5s, you got to be 5, not 4.5. So Ultimate Evolution is key there. Now, Team Good Guys has something good going for them because they have better boss control with Holy Ground. Holy Ground and Sanct will grab a boss. Nothing Leftovers can do about that.
Damn it, Valkyrie. Valkyrie boss denies coming in. But no, with this comp, it's very likely we're going to be seeing the Ball Lightning.
Valkyrie and Drag Tongue could pull Tyrael off the point, but if he does it properly and Sancts quickly, then...
that ain't happening.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, though. It's going to have to create some crazy reaction times coming in from Leftovers to be able to do that. For now, though, it's playing safe. They've already done some good damage in the top lane. They've returned down to bot lane instead. Next Tribute's already up. BKB already taking it. Where's the reaction time coming in? But Kidney will deny this and gets good Containment Strike.
Nice damage done.
Damage coming in. Attacking from 2 angles here. Here comes Dehaka. They look for BKB. A noob very deep here, but this is very much a distraction. Linked is channeling while all this is going on. They were never going to chase too far. They just pick up the Tribute and leave.
Okay, Leftovers now in a very good position. Not only are they ahead in XP and structures, they're also ahead in the Tributes. Now the next Tribute will put Leftovers extremely close to level 10. And that makes it an untenable position for Team Good Guys to try and contest it. So at this point we're in a situation where Good Guys is consolidating their forces, leaving mid and top lane unattended and being here with 4. And the reason is they want to get a kill. If they can get a kill, they have a chance to get the Tribute. If not, it's an instant curse against them, with all the snowballing that comes along with it. They may even attempt to go for a boss, Team Good Guys, if the next Tribute is top. That's why they're all here together. Arthur's going with the port. Very little kill potential now, though, so far for Team Good Guys.
Yeah, they need that level 10 to be able to get potentially the double Grey Maid to get that kill potential.
Yep.
And as such, for now, Leftovers seem to feel comfortable going for a boss.
There was a mine there.
Yeah.
Instantly known by Team Good Guys. And Leftovers, it would be the biggest throw, I guess, if they got backstabbed there.
They're so close to level 10, there was no reason for them to overcommit. The second they realized that the vision was on them, they decided to back away. Now they have level 10, so they feel completely comfortable to do this. There's that Ball Lightning, the Cocoon, Isolation. The fact that Ariel is holding is weird to me.
Bloodlust Resurrect.
Bloodlust Resurrect, let's go. It is the Crystal Aegis. I mean, Bloodlust is still feasible, but it's unlikely.
So this is boss traits and a guaranteed curse to Leftovers. Team Good Guys decide to get rid of 2 Tribute caps by the opponent to just take the curse, because the curse was in such a bad location for them. So Good Guys will now have to defend 3 lanes of weak structures and minions.
Yep, and with this boss, top is the aim of the game. Anoob's already in position to actually zone people and actually put some pressure onto the defending heroes in this little watchtower area below, as the boss is completely wrecking through this fort. Moves back in, second it's left. Nope, mine again. Want full vision as they begin to move in. BKB, an anti-hero, putting on the pressure. They're actually going to attempt for kills here, but a nice cleanse. BKB once again putting on a lot of poke damage. Lucio also keeping everyone healed up and sustained through this. There's the Sanct as they keep pushing forward. It's a very slow, methodical play here with double Arthurs. Potiboss is in serious trouble here. Getting focused down, he will be the one to drop. Ariel gets rooted too, but she's still healed up enough to be fine. The boss is still pushing right away into a curse, so they're still getting some value out of this. Aegis potentially unnecessary as an immediate sound barrier. Does Loma have burrow charge? No, he doesn't.
Not
2
up
kills.
Yet. John Paul Diva does a lot of damage. Might be looking to go for the fence.
They're going for it. The speed boost though. Lucio's disengaged them.
Okay, that was a very cool fight, during which, of course, much was lost for Team Good Guys. The boss not damaged at all because the towers don't have ammunition during a curse. And now they'll take some keep damage. No mule was taken either. It's the full nest build with Vile Nest. Bottom forward for Leftovers in tatters, but still barely alive. But altogether, not too bad. You get cursed, you trade bosses. Yes, you lose 3 forts and a bit of a keep. But you look at the XP, and it's not all that bad. As long as you can rally and consolidate on 3 keeps. As an Abathur team, you're actually pretty happy. And now you're not any tributes down. It takes a long time till the next curse. There's a lot of space for Good Guys to recreate their destiny. A good one.
They are looking in a really good position here, keeping the pressure on and doing some good work with this as they find a kill. Nice, easy kill on Tyrael there.
Yep. BKB getting caught out there.
That's a nice explosion though, so that's always good.
Gilnean cocktail stacks, 12 out of 15.
So we see Potiboss Moving on with the rest of the team. He's got Drag prepared. If anyone wants to take that risk, there's a Beetle for at least one shot to be stolen. Cocktail getting some good value. The clone's already dropped here.
No, it's still there, still there.
As in it's already dropped, as in it's been activated.
Right.
Yes, thank you, English language, for having one word that means the exact opposite thing in this scenario.
It's going down means it's starting, means it's ending. Thanks, English.
As we do see Lova continuing to try and drop Beetles as Tyrael's in the back line. He gets silenced, no sanctification, but a beautiful sound barrier, and that will be enough to keep Tyrael alive. That is looking for the potential turnaround.
Army of the Dead not yet used. Sanct available once again.
This
Ball lightning and
relentless. And the reason they're doing this is because the Siege Giants in bot lane are still putting on pressure and they think they can afford to just survive here. But here comes, this is familiar, the super aggressive but slow move forward coming in from the good guys here. There's the Sank, but they're able to move out of it relatively easily. Poti is the one in trouble, gets healed and burrows to dodge some damage, but Poti will once again drop Lakitni, keeping alive. But Cassia is turning it up. She's forced them away. Ball lightning. Kronas survives, but Zane 3's in a terrible position. He will get taken down. Finally destroyed. And Brain Boss with that Greymane clone goes down too. That's a 3 for 1. And this keep will finally go down.
Yeah, very good pressure. It's exactly the kind of style you want to do as leftovers when you're against Abathur. Too few players and teams understand this. When you're against ABBA, you do not just sit on your laurels and let the game go on and pass by and let the time and the attrition do their thing. No, you have to make a strong and powerful statement. And what better than having Auriel with that infinite energy and healing sustain, and you do a really serious concerted effort on one of the enemy keeps. They get it, leftovers get their pound of flesh, and are now in a much more tenable position. Yeah,
this is in their boss lane as well, so that is now an always vulnerable spot for them to try and take. Abathur did pick up a tribute while all this was happening, though. It is now currently 1-0 in favor of the good guys. This is why he was so far out on the map.
Yeah, he gets the tribute. But like you said, boss is coming up again. 15 seconds, now 5. Top boss will be available. However, that represents a core all-in. And that's not something you want to do just yet. Core all-in, pretty risky against a team of Team Good Guys, so maybe rather leftovers would like to control bottom boss.
That would be nice, especially seeing as there's a tribute there. 3 seconds until that spawns. Dahaka is going to be the one, by the looks of it, to make the play towards that area. Now that the leftovers can see there's so many heroes here, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable if they did want to. But Dahaka being so safe, he doesn't know if everyone is there. Now he does, and he's still being patient.
You see Dahaka Potiboss, he's waiting for Abba to get greedy and take another
he wants
tribute.
to kill Abba? Oh, I like that idea. Let's see if Abathur takes the bait. Potiboss being very patient here, still not showing. Boss getting aggroed, but not likely going to be taken. They are happy to leash this. This is a distraction. Dahaka's given up. He's taken the tribute. He's not waiting for Abathur anymore. That's half health. That is a lot of damage to actually go here. They're slightly more committed now.
Now, Sanct is a dream during boss contest. There's no holy ground though.
They're going in. Dahaka from behind. Boss dropping down. Arthur's. He's in the cocoon. They're on the point though. Sank is there, but everyone is fighting on the point. Sank expires. Ancestral is keeping them alive for the moment. But it's Cassie who drops first. That's the main damage. But 2 members already down. Bravos goes down. Tyrael. Huge explosion onto so many members. Lynx is still surviving though. The sustain's insane. And finally, we're going to see leftovers take the fight. Kronas speed boost runs all the way home. But we're seeing 3 members, both the supports and the second tank, moving on for a potential core attempt, but there's only 20 seconds left.
Take hints from this though. What Kronas is doing is what you want to do when you're the solo defender against core. Too many times I see people, they go back to the core and they just wait there. Dismounting is good, but can he buy enough time? Tyrael's coming back.
This is so risky. This is so risky, Grubby. The shield's dropping down.
Lucio
Boss
with
is
Abba.
on the way. Linked is being forced to retreat. Drag delays BKB.
But the boss.
Here comes the tank. Linked is going to sacrifice himself to just drop the damage. Boss is at full health. Could this be it, Grubby? We need to see the damage out of the good guys. They need to drop it. Lakitni falls. Kill the boss.
Only the boss.
Kill the boss. Can they do it? It's too much damage, Grubby. And that's GG. And the leftovers win series, and they take the position in HGC Europe.
In an exhilarating boss fight, which Leftovers rides all the way to victory. They escort the boss to the core, they pre-damage the core, and the final hit of the boss takes it down. It was a very close call, 10% more on the core, and it would have survived with all the consequences that could be accompanied with that. But for now, it's Leftovers that reigns supreme, that comes out by far the strongest team out of Open Division, but only narrowly. But crucially, they do win out against Team Good Guys here.
They are able to take the series. What an insane fight over that boss, Grubby. Oh. Even with Cassia being basically the first hero to drop the crazy sustain, they fought through Sanctification, through Sound Barrier, through everything. But Ariel and Rhaegar together just keeping Darker sustained
Lightning Bond,
just enough.
Righteous Assault from Ariel was
AoE.
Fantastic. And very key here, I think, as well. And I think it's really to the credit of the perfection of play there by Leftovers. But slightly unfortunate for Good Guys. Sanct came out. It was wonderful. Sound Barrier overlapped. So who exactly how? Ideally, Sound Barrier is a few seconds later or vice versa, because Sound Barrier is a big shield that depreciates over 6 seconds. And the brunt of it hit during a moment of invulnerability. And so this is a little bit unlucky here for Team Good Guys, or perhaps slightly off in the execution. But it's these little things in those most hectic of moments that can decide everything. And Leftovers, they come out of that chaos with the trophy, with the boss. To the victor go the spoils. And they took down the core in a very good and clean and actually pretty narrow call.
Absolutely, and seeing how narrow that was, it's a huge commiserations to the Good Guys. We absolutely hope to see you in Open Division in some form or another, whether you guys stick together or whether you split. It doesn't matter, because you guys were so close and you deserve to be in HGC, so we hope to see you come back through again.
Yeah, big commiserations and congrats for a very hard-fought match. These first days are going to be difficult for you, but time will heal those wounds and you'll come back with a vengeance, no doubt, with ambition. But for now, the glory goes to Team Leftovers. Linked says he has been trying to get into this situation for the better part of a year, always narrowly missing out. But now, finally, he and his allies have made it.
Absolutely.
Finally, to Pro Division, the first half of 2018. Leftovers will be a pro team.
Absolutely, and there's one thing we can't end the stream without doing, and that's watch that last team fight again and have Grubby break it down for us. So Grubby, what's happening here?
Look at this cocoon. There we go, with the Sanctification Sound Barrier just half a second later. Infinite sustain, but with an overlap here, this is unfortunate. They take down John Paul Diva, very good with the roots, removing the physical armor, but the ball lightning will live on, even as she has already fallen. And look at Black Kidney there. Righteous Assault gives cooldown reduction every time you hit members in your center area. That's the second one.
Forever.
There we go with the third. And that's 450 damage on the entire team every time. Key talent here. Talked about it at the beginning of that game. Does he go for the greedy talent with more damage and heal, or does he go for the safe talent? It paid off. Greed is good.
It does work out in situations like that. Very beautifully played there, like you said, that cooldown reduction and the slight misplay with the sound barrier. But, ladies and gentlemen, we do have here Lauba on the stream for you guys to talk to about that victory. Dude, how are you doing?
Let's go!
Well, for starters,
the most intense series I've ever played. Woo.
I'm not surprised, dude. That was crazy. The full 7 games. You are now an official HGC professional team. What is that feeling?
It's so amazing. I'm not even sure what to do. Happy. We have been fighting for this, like Link said in the interview, for like a year now. We are fighting through Open Division, the first phase. We had Link that's drafting then, and me and Shotcaller. But this season we changed Wolf to Potterboss, and that really helped us. We changed Drafter to Blikitni, and me and Blikitni some Shotcaller.
You played amazingly. You took an easy 3-1 lead, and it looked like Team Good Guys were ready to be written off. But then suddenly something happened. Talk to me about that descent down into near madness.
Well, we were very hyped after the fourth game. So we're like, oh, let's pick Warhead. We've practiced this old comp that has been existing for like 4 years. But they picked like Genji, and we tried to take Falstad, and he just crushed him. And after that, we tried to brush it off.
Did you succeed in that?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, we weren't as hyped anymore. But after the Sky Temple game, everyone like, okay, guys, we really need to focus here. Like, everyone shut up and just
Just turn off TeamSpeak.
yeah, and let me talk and follow whatever he does. Whatever he does, we just go on it. So that's what we did, and I'm happy we came back.
So you guys ended up with some of the most intense fights in that very last game, especially the boss fight that decided it all, with John Paul Lauber going down so early in that fight. What is the thought process going through that fight? Why take the boss? Because it looked like you were just trying to bait it a couple times.
The thing is, we wanted to take the boss with 16 advantage and just core. And we knew they wouldn't allow us to to take boss, so we kind of wanted to bait it. But then they just let us do it for so long, so it got so low. And they engaged, so it was really smart of them. So we had to force the fight under the boss, which is bad for us, for the Sanct. And then we kind of fucked up some... Oh, sorry. Whoops. We fucked up some ults. But we have the Diva Ball still bouncing, so we knew we would win the fight. So everyone was just shouting, kill them, kill them, kill them.
Very constructive.
We said, sure. We were not super sure, but Vilkitny and me were like, we're gonna do the core. Like, just go to the core. Lucio tried to stop us, which was a mistake, I think. He should have just gone and cleared the Katas right away. So there, we know that the boss is coming, so we're like, just get the shields off the core, and just try to get Globe, so everyone has mana. So Vilkitny gets his RL talent. That's like 17 or 7, I think. And after that, we just saw the boss just hitting the core, and we're like, come on, boss, beat him!
Boss cheerleader squad in full effect. How close was that core call?
We were a bit undecisive. John Paul Deva, he was like, oh, they're gonna spawn soon, maybe we can't do it. But we would never win a fight after that, I think. Like, when they get 16, they just roll over our team comp. So we have to finish there, so we're like, this is all or nothing. This is HGC or Crucible or the Open Division again.
Wow. So all along you had the plan to win before 16 because of the threat of Holy Ground sectioning off your members.
Well, with the game going in our way, we knew that we have a big advantage. So we have to, like, we didn't go in with a strategy at level 1. Like, first we were like, we have to get control, get the first curse. They have Abatur, so we have to punish that by taking the the tributes fast and early, so they can't like delay us too long and get Abatur. So, but when we were like 13 to 11, I think, after we got top keep, we got 15, and then we said, okay, we have to do the boss with 16, soak 16, get camps on the map. So at least to take the boss, we have pressure somewhere else.
So a very important question, seeing as you are now a HGC pro team. What is your message for the other HGC professional teams?
I mean, what is it, 21-0 or something like that? That's our
All right. Well, dude, thanks for coming on with us. Massive congratulations. Do you have any shout-outs?
Yes, I'm glad you said it. Shout out Johan Lauber on Twitter. That's my Twitter. Go in and follow me. If you want to see me and my team's progression through Open Division. We're in HGC now. Through HGC.
Habit.
And we are looking for a sponsor. So if you're an esports team that wants to sponsor a hot team, contact me on Twitter. That's Johan Lauber at Twitter.
What was your handle
also,
again?
I think it was Johan Lauber.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's weird not seeing it in text in game chat.
I can't write it because you can't see the chat in HGC. Also, I have a couple of more shoutouts to all my friends and family and all the host players who has been cheering me on and wishing me congratulations. Big out shoutouts to my cousins, the Swans. I know they're looking. Thanks for the cheer. And also, I want to be a huge shoutout to my dad, who's been super supportive. He's right outside my door cheering, and what do you call it? He's just smashing my door when we win, and like then when we lost like the 6th map, he's like, "What are you guys doing? Win!" So he's a fantastic dad, and I really just want to give a shout out to him. It's been really supportive.
All right, well, thank you very much, dude. And once again, huge congratulations. We're all excited to see the leftovers in HGC Europe, which will be starting up again in 2018. But for you guys, the Great Heroes content is not yet over.